Hi everybody, it's Denuvo with your news Cartridge for Monday, April 16th, 2018. Welcome back, it is great to see you again, and I promise I have another great show for you today. Timestamps and reference links for their corresponding stories are all in the description down below. We start today with the third installment of this ongoing story, though I don't expect there'll be much more to say after this. The former King of Kong, Billy Mitchell, has finally made some statements about the recent events of having both his twin Galaxies and world records stripped away. In the 69-second YouTube video, Mitchell really doesn't say very much, though he does seem distant from the whole ordeal. Something that really gets to me is him saying, not 2014 forward by the current regime who wants to reach back 35 years. There's a few problems I have with this statement, mainly the whole current regime accusation and what he's referring to as Jace Hall becoming the new owner of Twin Galaxies in 2014. But that number of 35 years, it's really hard to know exactly what he's talking about here because his first million-point score for Donkey Kong was in 2005, his second was in 2007, and his third and final was in 2010. So unless I'm mistaken, 13 is nowhere near 35, so what the hell is he talking about? Then, after pandering to his audience, saying he wishes he could give them the record, he says witnesses, documents, and everything will be made available. We already have tapes of him doing the runs, and they've already been proven to be false. Todd Rogers, who verified some of Mitchell's scores, also had his records revoked for cheating, so in my opinion, he's lost all of his credibility too. I really have my doubts that new evidence is going to come forward of Mitchell's runs being legitimate, but he claims he will not stop now. Until then, I wish Steve Wiebe the best of luck as the true King of Kong. From there, we go to release announcements, starting with the leaked release date of No Man's Sky for Xbox One, and it should be here on June 29th. Then here we have confirmation Valkyria Chronicles is coming to Nintendo Switch, but there is no release date just yet. And then here we have one I'm really excited for. Sega is indeed getting back into the hardware market with the Sega Mega Drive Mini. Again, no release window planned, and currently there's only plans for a Japanese release. Moving right along into update news, Street Fighter V's next character will be Falke, available next week on April 24th for $5.99 US or your regional equivalent. Firaxis is updating Civ 6, specifically buffing England by giving you an additional unit when you settle on another continent. Enough with the updates, let's talk about Far Cry 5, and guess what? Just 19 days after release, the game has been cracked. Remember, I never advocate piracy. My point is to always point out how pointless I think spending money on these things is. Regardless of how much publishers may try, it is now only a matter of time before a game is cracked, specifically when using Denuvo, such as Far Cry 5 is. Though it's also using VM Protect as an additional layer of protection. Oh, then here we have a topic that is completely unrelated. I swear I am not trying to tie this one to the last story at all. The producer of Tekken has confirmed the use of Denuvo has an effect on performance. He does say it can be patched, but it's a problem relating to encryption rather than graphics or system processing. Yet another reason to get rid of DRM altogether, in my opinion. PUBG is back in the news because the new map is now available on the invite-only test servers until Wednesday, but that's not the only reason why we're talking about PUBG today. Creator Greene has made some interesting statements about the red zones that appear randomly throughout the course of the game. Even though many gamers complain about it, he defends them by saying they provide audio cover and it looks really cool when you're fighting in it, and I do agree with both of those points. But then he loses me when he says you shouldn't be dying in a red zone. If you're dying to the red zone, then I'm sorry, but you're not a very good player. One of the key elements of a red zone is they are completely random, not only in their placement, but how they work when placed. A random assortment of bombs is dropped in a random part of the zone. Not every part of the zone is hit, and where those bombs land is also random. Meaning, if you're in a red zone, the chances of being hit are completely random, and other than avoiding them completely, which sometimes isn't possible, dying just happens. I don't believe that succumbing to a random event means you play at a lower skill set, but I want to know what you have to think about this one. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Quickly today I want to cover this one. EA has admitted it got it wrong when it came to loot boxes, adding, "It's clear to us that players see the company differently than we do." I'm not going anywhere near this one. This one's just too easy. It's like shooting fish in a barrel-shaped loot box full of a sense of pride and accomplishment. In all seriousness, this does show that EA is trying to learn, but what their next move will be is really hard to tell, and this is a great time to remind you that these companies are not your friend, they just want your money. Please make sure you try to make informed decisions, drawing as much information as you can from sources that aren't just me. Finally, today is a story requested by a viewer on Discord by the name of ChaozImpact. The favorite company of every gamer in Southeast Asia, and I say that with huge amounts of sarcasm, is once again doing things that everyone loves. Locking League of Legends skins from the Badlands Barons Rumble away from everyone. Not only from that event, but from 6 others too. And by locking, I mean you can't even buy them. Nobody in Southeast Asia can. If you thought that wasn't bad enough, they never applied the 8.5 loot changes either. Thank you, Garena, for ensuring players cannot get the skins they want. Go fuck yourself. It's your favorite part of the show. It's time for tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Basketball Classics, Fasaria, Legacy Collection, Tempest Citadel, Scat Stamptish, Tech Wars Deathmatch, Hero Academy 2, and Legend of Long Night. For PlayStation 4, Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, Don't Starve Megapack, Pinball FX3, Star Wars The Last Jedi, Casey Powell Lacrosse 18, and Gunhouse. For Xbox One, Don't Starve Megapack, and Pinball FX3, Star Wars The Last Jedi. For Nintendo Switch, Wild Guns Reloaded, and it's spring again. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And I gave my seat to a blind man on the bus. And that's how I lost my job as a bus driver. That joke will drive you crazy. Click up here to watch the bonus episode for today's show. Click down here to watch Friday's episode, which was about Guild Wars 2 using spyware for their latest ban wave. And click over here to subscribe to my wonderful, wonderful channel. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.